Hello, welcome to this very special edition of the Pace Report. I'm Brian Pace, reporting live here in the heart of Clinton Square, here in downtown Syracuse for this year's 2022 Syracuse Jazz Festival. Blessing the band stage and opening Friday night is NEA jazz master and legend Sheila Jordan. In a career spanning some 7 decades, Miss Jordan has not only kept the legacy of jazz music alive, but this woman has really personified and carried the education on globally through clinics as well as the classroom. Tonight she's being honored by the Jazz Journalists Association with a very, very special award, but she's also blessing all of Syracuse tonight with her presence, with her trio featuring Harvey S. and the great Ronnie Ben-Hur on guitar. So sit back, relax, and enjoy highlights of Miss Sheila Jordan live here at the 2022 Syracuse Jazz Festival, here on the Pace Report, here and live at Clinton Square here in Syracuse, New York. Congratulations. Jazz Journalists Association gave you the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yes.
How do you feel?
Honored.
You have done so much for the music. You've done so much for the artists who you've mentored and you have taught. You've done so much, and you still have so much to give. At 93 years young, how do you? What do you
93.
How are you feeling now?
Well, at 93 and a half, I feel that I got to be this age because of this wonderful music and because of my dedication to it, you know. It's something that I call it the stepchild of American music because I don't think jazz has ever been accepted the way it should be in this country. And this is where it started. It started with the slaves years ago when they had to work in the cotton fields. How did they get through it? They got through it because they sang the blues, right? They sang the blues. And then from the blues came jazz, you know? But it's just a wonderful music, but it's never been, I don't think it's ever been accepted in the United States. They don't give great big like awards for jazz people.
Right.
You know, they have these awards, these, what do you call them? I forgot. They have names, but you know what I'm talking about. But do they ever talk about jazz? No. It's too bad, but it's what it is. So my thing is to keep it alive, to teach to the young kids coming up, let them know about this music, and they can adapt it. Either use it in the music that might not be jazz, but can always enhance whatever music they decide to do, but at least they get an idea of what this music is about, you know?
Sheila, I have had the honor of interviewing a lot of your pupils, your students.
Oh, really?
Dina DeRose,
Oh, yeah.
Nancy Kelly.
Yeah.
You're still doing this. You're still going around the world. And what are some of the important things that you're teaching the young musicians, especially Black American music, about the history of this music, but also the technique and style and how to approach song?
What I teach is to be truthful to yourself. Don't sing somebody else's story. You have your own story. Sing your story. You know, in other words, I always say, listen to Lady Day, but don't try to imitate her. You have no idea what her life was like. It was terrible, but that doesn't, I'm not saying that maybe you didn't have a great life. You might not have had a great life either, but you don't sing Billy's story, you sing your own story. I teach that. What I also teach is a lot of times the singers are kind of lax in learning tunes. They don't learn the tune exactly the way it's written. My feeling is that learning the original melodies of the tunes, songs that they want to sing, learning the original melody, what was written there first, learning that is the stepping stone to improvisation. A lot of times they don't learn the correct melody. They skip around, they become whatever, in a hurry. So it's very important. I teach that, and I also try to give them encouragement, you know. I want this music to keep going on, you know, and I don't know if it will. I think it will. There's a lot of young people that I've taught that have decided they want to do the music. They want to keep it alive, so it gives me a lot of hope.
My name is Susan Brink, and the Jazz Journalist Association members work in new media and old. We're broadcasters, photographers, videographers, journalists. We write the articles and the books. For 25 years, we have presented national awards to musicians and journalists, and locally to what we call Jazz Heroes. An award was presented to Frank Malfitano in 2017. It was a very humble beginning. Born in 1928 in Detroit, raised by her grandparents in the hard-scrappled coal mining areas of Pennsylvania, she sang professionally by the time she was a teenager. Her dedication to jazz came after hearing a Charlie Parker record, her first and greatest musical influence. Living a jazz life isn't easy in the more segregated 1940s for a little white girl to be immersed in a mostly male, black, bebop jazz world, especially so. But she persisted. She moved to New York City in 1952 and took an office job, kept it for 30 years to support her daughter, and she kept singing. Made her first recording in 1960. She was the first female vocalist to record for Blue Note. Give it up. Her singing is pure truth and seeps into your soul, doesn't it now? She's a singer and has influenced and mentored generations of jazz's finest vocalists. Journalist Andrew Gilbert wrote that Jordan exemplifies the way that bebop can still be the music of the future when rendered by a master who lives in the moment. She began teaching at City College of New York in 1978, and she was an adjunct professor for 28 years. And she's on the faculty of a variety of institutions, leading vocal workshops and touring all over the world. She's been honored with the Mary Lou Williams Award for a lifetime of service to jazz, and is a 2012 National Endowment of the Arts Jazz Master. award, the Jazz Journalist Association Lifetime Achievement Award, to Sheila Jordan. And Frank Malfitano, Jazz Hero, has a little bit of something.
Danny, Susan, don't go away, man. Susan Brink, Jazz Journalists Association, Lifetime Achievement Award. And well deserved, baby, because nobody does it like you. Detroit is in the house. Ronnie Ben-Hur, the great Ronnie Ben-Hur. Harvey S., come on, man. Sheila, we got one more thing for you to take home for your apartment. Danny, hold it up, Danny Lika. We dedicated the festival to you. This is Sheila Jordan Day in the city of Syracuse, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir. You're the queen, baby. Thank you for making her feel welcome, and thank you for listening. You got big ears, Syracuse. I love you.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. I can't believe it, but I will believe it. Have a beautiful life, as I said before. And man, thank you. What's all this?
It's something else, babe. You got to do it right.
No, you're something else. Thank you, everybody. I had a great time. I can't believe this. Wow.
I hope you got room in the car.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Again, have a beautiful life.
You did something last night, and
I did?
You did something last night that I admire and still love you for doing. You had a picture of Dr. Barry Harris, who we lost in December of last year. I went to the funeral in Abyssinia in Harlem, and I know you guys are very good friends. You guys are.
Yeah, we grew up together.
Yeah.
In Detroit. We were teenagers together. Chase and Charlie Parker. Because we were both bird freaks. And I met Barry actually in a little club that was for young people. You could go there and do music, hear music, and it was okay because they didn't sell alcohol. It was run by a couple from Canada. The thing in Detroit was, it was very prejudiced. Not that it isn't other places, don't get me wrong, but Detroit was terrible growing up. I was always at the police station, always. I remember one time, my first boyfriend was a wonderful saxophone composer, saxophone player, Frank Foster. And he was my first boyfriend. And we lived together in Detroit in a furnished room. And we were together until he went to the Quarry and more, and then I moved to New York City. But I remember I was with Frank and we went to this place, Belle Isle it's called, for a picnic. And some white cops came and saw us together. Excuse me. Some white cops came and saw us together. They took us down to the police station. They didn't bother Frank, but they took me separately. And this detective took me up to his office and he threw his revolver on the desk, on his desk. He said, "See this gun?" I said, "Yeah." "Yes, sir." He said, "I'm going to tell you something. I have a 6-year-old daughter at home. If I thought I was going to find her like I found you tonight with that N, use the N word, I never use that word, never, ever."
Just keep it outside.
He said, "If I thought I was going to find my daughter like I did you tonight with an N, I would take this gun and go home and blow her brains out." That was a cop, plainclothesman. Can you imagine a white cop? Can you imagine having that much hatred that you would say something like that? I mean, I was in shock. I said, "Am I dreaming this? Is this a nightmare or is this really happening?" Unfortunately, it was really happening. It wasn't a nightmare. I wished it had been, but it wasn't. Is it getting better? Yeah. Not great, but little by little, you know. So this music belongs to the African American, and I want to keep this music alive. And I never ever, you know, let my audience know that I started it. I let them know where I got it. But I can tell my story through this music.
What does Dr. Harris mean to you now that he's gone?
I miss him. We had so much fun together. As I said, we were kids together. We grew up together. We had so much fun together. And we did a thing for the Jazz Masters. He had gotten a Jazz Masters Award, and jazz people who had already gotten it, like myself, I'm not saying this to brag, but they had this concert in Queens. I forgot where it was. Anyway, it was a beautiful concert, and all the NEA Jazz Masters were invited to attend from previous years and to perform. And so they got me to sing. So I sang, and when I forgot, I did a blues. I think it was O. Henry. It was a blues composition. And Barry had known it because we'd done it in Detroit years ago. And it was written by this saxophone player, Ernie Henry. And Barry sang it. I sang it, and then all of a sudden Barry plays piano and starts singing it. He was in a wheelchair at the time, you know, that was toward the end of his life. And he sang it. And he sounded great. But I knew Barry really loved to sing, you know. But I really never heard him go forth, you know. When he sang it, I never heard that. And we traded chords. It was amazing what he did. But I knew he loved to sing. Barry loved to sing. And he loved learning songs. Especially songs that weren't overly done. He made it his business to find songs that were sort of, you know.
Right.
Yeah. He was a great guy. I loved him. I've had the blues most of my life. Sometimes they're sad, sometimes they're mad, sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're glad. But I sure can get the blues. I don't have the blues too bad tonight, 'cause I'm in Syracuse and everything's gonna be alright. What a wonderful city this is. I bet you never heard of Middleburg, New York. It's not too far away from Syracuse in the USA. Life can be mighty monotonous. We're always battling boredom. Where, tell me, where has it gotten us? Everything's still so doggone humdrum, cotton rock, nowhere fast. Humdrum blues. Pardon the future, man at the past. Humdrum blues. Yo, buddy, when you ain't got money, then you just can't do as you choose. Gotta live with the humdrum blues. Each day's just like the day before. Humdrum blues. Work like a drum, but I stay so poor. Humdrum blues. Your body it'll run you nutty when you find yourself in the shoes. Stumbling along with the humdrum blues. Don't know which way I'm going, I don't know which way I come from. Rain or shine or I wish you would. Oh, humdrum blues sure would do me the world of good. Oh, humdrum blues. Yo, baby, if you love me, baby, get together and lose. These mean all to do you do, baby, you better let over. Humdrum blues, humdrum blues, humdrum blues, humdrum blues. Thank you.
I've known you for so many years, and I've interviewed you so many times here on the Pace Report. There's two people that I have to ask you about that. When you first moved to New York, you studied under
Lenny
Tristano and also Charles Mingus.
I didn't study with Mingus. I wanted to study with Mingus, but Mingus wasn't teaching.
Okay.
But he is the one who recommended Lenny. Now Lenny did not teach singers, he taught instrumentalists. But Mingus and Max Roach, both of them, put in a word for me to Lenny, and they said, Lenny, you should help Sheila out. She's looking for a teacher. So Lenny took me. So I was his first singer.
That'll do it again for this very special edition of the Pace Report, reporting live here in the heart of Clinton Square here in downtown Syracuse for the 2022 Syracuse Jazz Festival. I'd like to personally congratulate the incomparable Sheila Jordan. Congratulations on your monumental, prestigious award from the Jazz Journalists Association. Also, I'd like to personally congratulate and thank the incomparable Frank Malfitano, the 2022 Executive Director of the Syracuse Jazz Festival. Please follow the Syracuse Jazz Festival online, as well as follow them on social media by way of Instagram as well as Facebook. I can't stress this enough, people. Please like, share, and subscribe to my videos here on YouTube and Vimeo, as well as leave comments. Also, people, please visit my website, thepacereport.com, for my weekly column, as well as my past segments. Until next time, remember, if it's in the groove, it'll make you move. Until next time, peace.